Good afternoon, Judy Allen here, also known as Nana, San Antonio, Texas, and yes, I am solo today. Miss Zoe is in Austin, Texas doing teenager things, so there you go. So today it's Fall for Toile, and it actually has a coordinating suite in the Stampin' Up! Products that coordinates with the kit here, and I'm just going to show you the paper, but it's all fun stuff. It's fall stuff, right? I know we don't quite, I'm looking at the window and it's not quite fall looking here because we're still in 90-degree weather and we're under air quality alert today, even though it feels a little bit better, but we're still in the 90s. We might get into the high 80s next week or two. I forget what the weather forecast is, but we are still in the 90s and it still feels like summertime, and everything outside looks like summertime. Doesn't look like we got some fall weather or fall leaves there. So with that, let's go down to hands and let me show you. And we got the retreat right around the corner, so Nana's been working on that. So we still have 2 spots open if you're interested. And we were talking about, we're getting a new camera because if you've been following me this week, let's see if we can get this going here. We were having technical difficulties with one of the cameras, right? And I just lost myself there. So we're getting a new camera tomorrow. That's going to solve the issue, hopefully, with all the freezing frames that we've been having. And we're going to also look and see about the clicking. I told the clicking noise with the mouse. She said I just have too good of a speaker mic over there that picks up everything, right? So let's see what we can do, right? It's always tweaking technology, tweaking. So there you go. So here is the actual kit, and look at the pretty envelopes. This Cajun craze, pumpkin pie, and pecan pie. They went really for the pies, right? Let me show you the coordinating. So if you ever wonder, everything's sort of like on the back of here. It says here, it tells you the coordinating colors. I thought it told you the coordinating. Maybe it didn't. I thought it did. It does, so when you go online and look at it, it tells you the coordinating suite that goes with it all, but I'm not seeing that right here now as I'm looking at this. Alright, well that's okay. I know, and I'm going to show you anyway. So you see all the pretty trees here, and we're fixing to make the stuff, and I'll show you the pretty stuff that actually, I just have the paper out. I didn't bring the other stuff out, but it all coordinates, right? So whenever we talked about how we can make alternative cards, we can easily coordinate with the suites. Or anything else we want to do. Actually, this one also comes with an embossing folder that has the same look when you emboss with it. But it's definitely some pretty fall colors, right? We got our pumpkins in there, and you're going to see that in a minute when we create what's in the kit. Similar, not exactly the same, but similar. So you get 2 sheets of everything, and here's the other one with the fox. So you're going to see the fox in the paper pumpkin kit as well too. Just very nice and pretty, and that's got some stripes there. Definitely fall colors. I'm still wearing summer colors because it's still hot here. So there. All right, so this is the first one here, and we're going to follow right here. And yes, today, hello, Sue. So, Susie, how's your weather out there? Are you at least getting a little bit cooler weather than we're getting here? So these all each have 3 different color envelopes. And I'm using this one first. I'm going to flip them over. This is the first one they have us doing. And we're just going to follow along. So a lot of this is already pre-done for us. So like in the retreats, if you go to a retreat or one of the classes, we have the same thing. We have this cardstock prop for you, and we have your other stuff die cut and everything. We don't do you have to do the assembly and you have to do the stamping. So they only have us stamping one thing. Even the words are already done on this one. So the only thing they have us stamping on this first one here is just some acorns. They put Cajun craze ink in here, so we're just going to ink this up, and we're going to stamp it just right in the middle here, and that's it. Then from here they have us assembling. So we're going to put this on here with dimensionals, but see how they've already die cut that, all the colors there. Didn't have to color anything. It is already there waiting for me. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals on here. So one of the things they have is going to have this crossing over from one being on dimensionals to the other part of the little circle there that's not. So what we do is we use glue dots on half of it, and we have dimensionals on the other half. So we're just going to put dimensionals here to hold it up, right, and give it the depth. It's the whole purpose of dimensionals is to give things some depth so it doesn't look flat. let's see how many they got putting on here. Just making sure I was like, not putting a whole lot on here, but this is what they did as well. So I'm following their directions. So if you're not sure, they have these little hexagon looking shapes right there. Yeah, there you see. So that's telling you, they're pointing the way for you where you to put the dimensionals. So I'm not having to really think about it. I didn't know it from doing it enough, but you know what? It's always good to show you just in case you don't know. So I guess, Susie, what kind of weather are you having in California? I hope you're at least getting some cooler weather. I know my friend Deborah Burtner, she's in the East Coast in Pennsylvania, and I know they're having cooler weather. But not here. I guess we're cooler weather from the aspect we were at over 100 degree index on Monday, and I guess today we just have air quality alert and are in the mid 90s, a little on the high side maybe. So I guess we are a little bit cooler compared to what we were. Oh my word. All right, so we're just gonna put this right here. Just center it up, put it down. There you go. All right, and then like I said, they have this, putting this on here with dimensionals. So we're just gonna put this like right over here. Okay, and we're gonna put this on dimensionals too. So let's go ahead and get these on here, because you can see from the picture that the acorn circle is actually gonna cross over on top of the thankful tag. Yes, so today we do 3 drawings, right? And it's based on, we just put your name in, it's the Wheel of Names is what it's called. It's an app. And we just put your name on there. Ooh, I might have to move that over just a little bit more. I had to move this one over. We'll have to move this one over a little bit more. Okay, because when we do that, I can't get the circle on there. So I'm going to move this over a little bit closer to the left over here. So yep. So we just take your names. When people sit there and put an emoji out there or put a comment, then we sit there and just put their name in the drawing and put it on the wheel and just spin, and that's how it is. Not rocket science. Maybe more rocket science, making sure we don't miss anybody's name, right? But yeah. Yes, I was just, even as I was setting up and I was going back, checking on Zoe from a month ago, it's like, oh my gosh, my hair's really grown out. That's right, Amelia and I have an appointment on Tuesday, and we'll also put some cards together. All right, so I'm going to also put, they have 2 dots on here, glue dots. Now, see, you can do it either way. They've got theirs on the left here, so I don't think there's really enough room right here. So I would put it right here is where I'm believing they want it. I was trying to see if I could see. I really can't see. I just see what they're doing there, so I don't see exactly where they've told me to put that. So I'm going to put it right over here, because the circle's going to come right over this spot right here. Okay, so when somebody's opening it, looking at a card, we'll have this anchored down for them as well too. And so see how I put those right down the center, and it's just going to go like this. All right, so it just crosses over a little bit there, and our card's done. Isn't that nice and fallish? Our leaves do not look like that unless they're dead from all the heat. Okay, so that is card number 1. All right, let's go to card number 2. I am going to do, so something new and different that I'm doing is there's like 4 or 5 of us are together. We're making alternative cards, but using just the stamp set. All right, showing you how you use your stamp sets after you're through your kit. So I will be doing an example of that at 7 tonight to show you what we do, and it actually goes out with PDF tutorials in the newsletter once a month. So look for that, and if you want to join in tonight, you can do that, and I'll show you an example of the one I've created for this month. And we'll just go through it and let you see what goes. All right, so on this one here, I like this. So this one's like really using the stamps, right? So when I did this, I wasn't sure because I didn't look ahead to the instructions. I went ahead, there's 3 leaves in here, and I think we're gonna stamp on here just so we can see what they look like. And they have a stamping all over the card base, right? Just giving this background. And I want to show you that because that is just an easy way that you can create basically your own, if you want to call it your own DSP, right? Sometimes we don't have the paper we want or flowers we want or something. We can go out there and create it ourselves, right? Just by using the stamps. So in this particular case, they're decorating the cardstock with it. So let's check this out and see what it's going to look like for us, because this kit actually has 3 leaves, but I wasn't sure because I haven't used it, right? So when we do our lives, it's the first time we've used this, and that's why it's 7 tonight. I'm doing my alternative because I usually don't open it up. Okay, so we actually have 3 distinct different leaves. They have you just doing 2 here. Let's go ahead and do the 3. There's no reason we can't. And we're just gonna stamp all around the edges because they got leaves here that are gonna be in the middle. So if you can see this is what we're gonna build. And you see the leaves right there. They're telling us how many leaves. And look how they've just stamped all over with 2 leaves. But we're gonna stamp all over with 3 leaves because we can. Right? It's your artwork. It's your stamping, so you do whatever you want. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to come along the edges. It doesn't all have to be perfectly the same or anything, right? Just trying to see if they did that or not. You're just going to come around. Just make sure it's inked up good. And I have it down here too, so I'm just going to make sure my leaves can come over here. Now this does remind me of fall, right? Because to me this is what is supposed to be happening, right? The weather's changing, leaves are changing, and they're falling. Not even, I was just trying to think of my crepe myrtle, but even my crepe myrtle. So our crepe myrtle is more like 4 traditional seasons, right? The oaks they have here in San Antonio aren't like that. They're off season from other type of trees. So, but even my crepe myrtle, I mean, my leaves out there are just really, really green. Not even a thought of fall weather. All right, so we have got leaves swirling. Okay, so we can say we accomplished that task, but you can see how you can create your own DSP by doing this in the turnaround and making your own card or whatever else. You can do this easily on paper, right? Any kind of design cardstock like this one was, or you can just do it on white cardstock or any kind of solid cardstock if you want to do that too. So let's go ahead and we're going to put this here. They have us putting dimensionals on the back of everything here, except for the circle. And the circle, we're going to go ahead and start stamp warm wishes. We're not wishing you the happiest of days. I don't know where I got warm wishes. There's warm wishes to the side. Okay. I need Zoe here to keep me on my A game. You there should have talked to that Aunt Jennifer to skip the football game and come bail out Zoe. Keep me straight. All right, there we go. Now I've got it on my circle. Okay. Back on my A game. All right, so they have us putting glue dots on here. We got 4 of them here. We're going to actually put the ribbon on here too, but we'll go ahead and get these down here first. And I hope, Bertner, that you are having a very nice day at the lake. She was going to the lake today. All right, so got that there, and we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on our leaves. They just have us putting well, on one they have us putting 3, and another one they have us putting 4. All right. It doesn't matter. We always have plenty of these. I'm just wondering why they have 3 on one and 4 on the other. Trying to see if there was anything different, but they look exactly the same. Okay. Okay, I'm just following the instructions at least once. I'm going to do it again. All rules are up. I can do whatever I want to do. So I tried it at least one time. Follow directions as is, right? It really is good because the thing is if you're doing something else and you've never done something before, sometimes they have different things they want you to do. But this particular case, we're just like putting on dimensionals here. So these are actually the mini dimensionals. Okay, yeah. Amelia, if you're seeing it today, you can see my bangs are in my eyes. She can't do anything about my wavy hair because my wavy hair is just naturally wavy. Oh, my eyes. Yep. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have us putting down the ribbon. So when you look at this here, so we got the ribbons going to be attached to us. So we're actually putting the leaves down first, and we're actually putting the yellow colored leaves down first. So we'll move these aside a second. And we're going to put one set here, and the other set is just going to butt up right to it, next to it right here. Okay, now I don't know why theirs looks like theirs has more yellow in it, unless I miss a set of leaves. But there's only one set. Okay, I see the yellow here, but let's see here. Okay. I guess it's one. Okay, I got it. So one's yellow and one's. So see how these are both orange? So I didn't realize this one was. They had another set there. They just looked all the same to me. And if I went outside, they would all most probably look the same to me as well too. But during the fall, right, leaves have a variety of colors. We discussed this last month when I was with the people in the senior home. You know, there's one gentleman that it's a memory care place, but it's okay. This guy, he was very good. He colored beautiful colors for each leaf. He had multiple colors. And, you know, he's so spot on. If you've ever gone out once leaves really start to change and compare them, depending what stage the leaf is in, it may have multiple colors in it, right? As it's in transition. Well, he was capturing that and coloring his leaves like that. All right, so they just have us crossing it over like this. And then we're going to come and tuck these brown ones here, which these have got a metallic on it. So this is reminds me of the earth tone metallic we have right now. Except this one's got, it looks like white heat embossing on here. And we're just going to add leaves. So yes, do I feel like I'm doing a floral design? I do. Okay, where's my other ones? So yes, when they're upside down, right, you got to remember that they don't look the same because they're white on bottom. All right, we're just going to tuck these in here. So yeah, the whole thing is, right, is to get together, getting together, being able to socialize and be with one another. So we do it at the retreats and classes. But we also do it, that's why I call it Get Together, so we can do it, so people can bring their kids and join in with us and pipe in. All right, so all that we have left now is the ribbon. So they're already showing us to sit there and do the ribbon basically like this at a 45-degree angle. Now, they didn't show us how they sit there and got to stay still or anything else. So I'm going to just do what I know to do. I'm going to do this here. So they do show you, right? So when you flip it over, they can give you what it's going to look like flipped over, right? So in my particular case, when I flip it over like this is how it would look, just like their picture, okay? So I'm going to put this here. Now, the one thing they don't really tell you right here, one way or the other, show you, I can't seem to see it, and that is I would go ahead and put another glue dot down personally for me, because otherwise this kind of stuff drives me crazy when the ribbon wants to fall flat back over, right? After I just laid it down. So if you want to, just put some of this. Don't ever worry. These kits always have leftovers. Always. Always. I'm trying to think, I've been doing this for 5 years. I can't think of one kit, even from a ribbon perspective, didn't have leftovers. Now in this particular case, this is already pre-cut for me. So the only extras, they might have an extra string ribbon in there per se, but this one doesn't like the other times where we sit there and you have to cut your own ribbon and you always have extra ribbon. Always. Even twine, right? Doesn't matter if it's ribbon or twine, there's always leftovers. So you can go and create more things, which we like, right? Which we like. Now the only thing this doesn't have is bling, so I might have to go into my bling later. Now see, I still didn't do my tag right the same way they did. It's okay. The world didn't end. Just look outside. The sun is still up. Okay, so here's mine. Here's their picture. So I don't have my ribbon quite like theirs, but I got my ribbon on, right? So there. Okay, so we're going to get our envelope, and it goes with this very nicely. And you can even stamp some of those leaves on the front here, right? And that would be really nice. Let's just do that real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So this one had acorns. I still have my acorns here because I have to clean everything when we get through. But you know, it just adds a little touch. They've added the touch already for us on back, right? Because you can always do the same thing with designer series paper. But we can just put like a little acorn right there. And this one I did all 3 leaves, so that the postman will still talk to me. Okay, we're just gonna put these right here. There you go. And we have that back there. All right, let's do our 3rd card. Here it is. Okay, here's our 3rd card right here. This is the one that's going to have the fox on it. And actually, the love of my life told me that he saw 2 foxes the other morning in our neighborhood. which isn't uncommon, right? They come and go. Some years we see them, some years we don't. It just depends if they've got a food chain source, right? Between them and the hawks, they like to thin out the squirrel population. Circle of life here. All right, so this one, they have us stamp in geese or ducks. I'm sure it's ducks for this part of the world. A lot of people go duck hunting. And we're just going to put them right here. All right. Now, this one here, so like when I was showing you the designer series paper from the suite that coordinates with it, it has the fox and it has the pumpkins on there already too. Here we can actually stamp some pumpkins and color them, but we don't have to for today's card because they sat there and gave us those already. See? Oops. All right, so all we're going to do here is we're going to put this on with dimensionals, and they use quite a few dimensionals. So everything from here, we got to still stamp the tag. But they've got dimensionals coming and going. Yep. So all it's doing is keeping it up and supported, right? So I did get to talk to some of my special peeps this morning, but it wasn't the teenagers. It was the younger group. Soon to be 9 and soon to be 5. They're at the age they still want to do a talking and playing, right? Once they hit the teenage years, especially when you're talking about 15 and 16 years old, better have some earbuds on or something. I can do that, or whatever other games they're into on their whatever game system they're on, right? Okay, so I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to put the fox and the pumpkins here on dimensionals. Yeah, so, all right. Yeah, I haven't checked the camera, so somebody asked me, are you sure the camera's going to work? I said, well, it better. It's going to be replaced tomorrow anyway, but hey, it's got to make it at least through today. If not, I'll just do like the other day. I'll turn it off, turn it back on. Actually, it wasn't quite that. I had to actually shut the whole system down, fake the camera as it was going to be replaced, and then... and then, but hey, at least my techie gave me a solution. That's the main thing. All right, let's get my pumpkins on here, right? And you know what? If Winkastella isn't in here, but if you want to add Winkastella, you can never go wrong with Winkastella. And let me stamp our sentiment, thinking of you. But see how pretty that is, and it matches the paper I was just showing you. So it just all coordinates together. And you're going to see that. You're going to see that with this next one coming out too. You don't want to miss this next one. It's, oh my gosh, this is beautifully, beautifully, beautifully green with that. I'm thinking shaded spruce. Shaded spruce, just such a beautiful, rich color during the holidays. So anyway, that's what's going to be on this next kit. So you don't want to miss that. And then we're going to also have some nutcrackers coming out the first part of October in a kit. So yay, I love the nutcrackers. We have little nutcrackers on our tree. So that'll go real nice. Anxious to see that. I don't know about you, but I am. Alright, so let's get this on here. Because for me, so whether it's, I think they're tags, Christmas tags, but you know what? I can make a Christmas card out of a tag. I can make a gift box with a tag. Right? Use it as design and so forth and on. A lot of opportunities. And if you want it bling, just add some bling here. Okay, now I might move this one over just a tad because this is going to hang over. So I thought it was pretty much followed it, but I'll do it a little bit more. Because if you have it hanging over just like this here. And there you go. With our nice little envelope, let's see what we want to see. We had the geese on there, so let's put some geese on here. Got a little bit of something on here already, so I'm just going to put my geese up in that area. Yeah, I was going to say, not surprising, because I'm the person that got something on me the other day after our live, and it was like, oh my gosh, how to do that? Don't know, but I did, right? And I'm just going to come down here, put another set right here. because I can. Okay, there we go. So we have stamped our envelopes as well as made our cards. So here's what we've made. And be sure to just put your comments there, right? So you're in the drawing for the door prizes. And I'm going to put it right here so you can see the envelope here, but I want you to see where we stamped it, right? So we stamped it to match there. We stamped this one here with our leaves to match here. And then we turn around and we stamp some geese to match right along in there. So it just gives it a nice extra little touch, right? So there you go. Not that hard to do. And we made 3 cards in 25 minutes. So visiting and talking, right? Versus just doing. And so you see how you can sit there and make 3 beautiful cards that easy. So it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. So with that, I would tell you to go out there, create, share, and give. So that doesn't mean hoard them and keep them all. It means give them to your friends, family, maybe somebody you haven't met. Could be a new friend. And that'll make their day. So be blessed. I look forward to seeing you, hopefully, on Wednesday, where we do Keep It Simple, Step It Up. And we're starting a new card series then. We'll be going to using the Gingerbread Man. And then also on Friday, we will be doing alternative. Okay? So, and check us out 7 o'clock tonight on YouTube, because we're going to show you the alternative that we did just using the stamp sets that we sit there and do PDF tutorials for our subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber of Paper Pumpkin under me, or you don't get it, just go out there and check and see if you got a demonstrator. If not, I'd love to be your demonstrator, and we'll send you the PDF tutorials. All right? Be blessed. See you soon. Bye.